Hello, hi, welcome once again to M5's new English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV screen to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. Well, here we are once again. Welcome, welcome, welcome one and welcome all. Right on. Now, settle down and let's get stuck into today's lesson. Now, before we start today's lesson, let's quickly think about what we learned in the last lesson. Do you remember the last lesson? I'm sure you do. Last lesson, we looked at the prepositions we know. Do you remember? We know 3 prepositions for time, the ones we learned with the story about Terry the squirrel. We learned the prepositions of time at, on, and in. Do you remember when we used them? That's right. We use at for clock times. I get up at 7:45. We use on for days and dates. I work on weekdays. I was born on the 23rd of November. We use in for months, seasons and years. I was born in November. The weather is nice in the summer. I was born in 1172! Okay, so you remember the prepositions we learned for times. In week 7, we also learned some new prepositions, didn't we? Do you remember the prepositions of place we learned in week 7? Last week, we learned the prepositions in, on, under, and next to. Do you remember? Do you remember Doreen Benchfield's room? We looked at Doreen's room and we made some sentences about Doreen and her pets. Doreen is next to the window. Doreen's dog is on the bed. Doreen's cat is under the bed. Doreen's hamster is in the cage. Great. Now, after that, we looked at some more prepositions of place, words that we use to give information about where something is. We learned the prepositions in, on, and at. We know that Gav works in a studio, and Gav is working in the studio now. We know that the studio is in Budapest, and we know that the studio is in the 3rd district. We know that the clock is on the wall. We know that the fly is on the ceiling. And we know that the food is on the plate. We also know that Billy is sitting at his desk and that people are waiting at the bus stop. We know that some people are at a football match and some other people are at a rock concert. We learned that there are some words we use with different prepositions of place. For example, we always use the preposition in with hospital, bed, the sky, the world, cars and photos. We use the preposition at to talk about a place, a point in space. At the end of the street, for example, or at the bus stop. I'm standing at the zebra crossing. Billy's working at his desk. The hotel reception is at the front of the building. We also use at when we talk about the top of something or the bottom of something. Write your name at the top of the page. Sign your name at the bottom of the contract. We also use the preposition on to talk about where something is. The dog is on the bed. The book is on the shelf. The fly is on the ceiling. The food is on the plate. The painting is on the wall. We always use the preposition at with home, the doctor's, the beauticians, someone's house, and university. We always use the preposition on with buses, trains, planes, ships, different floors of a building, like the ground floor and the 35th floor, on the way to somewhere and on the way home. Let's have a quick look at some of the new words from our last lesson again. Ill, hospital, favorite, city, news, hero, happy, strange, home, motorway, doctor, dentist, hairdresser, beautician, train, bus, party, airport, train station, bus station, police station, floor, ground floor, first floor, second floor, on the 78th floor, full, tram, magic, aubergine. Good. Now, most of those new words are nouns. Do you remember nouns? You must remember nouns. Nouns are words we use to give information about what we're talking about. Nouns tell us what we're talking about. A dog, a cat, a hamster, or a bicycle. All of those words, dog, cat, hamster, and bicycle, are nouns. They tell us what something is. They give us information about what something is. All right. Well, most of the new words we learned are nouns, but there are a couple of other words in the list which aren't nouns, of adjectives in the list. Today, we're going to learn about adjectives, and we're going to learn some new adjectives. Here's a list of adjectives. To make it easier, we're going to learn the adjectives in pairs with their opposites. Good, bad, happy, unhappy or sad, open, closed, wet, dry, fast, slow, hard, soft, high, low, big, small, beautiful, ugly, young, old, rich, poor, new, old, tall, short, full, empty, thick, thin, fat, thin, long, short, expensive, cheap, strong, weak, hot, cold. The angel is good, the devil is bad. He's happy, he's unhappy, he's sad. The door is open, this door is closed. The dog is wet, the ground is dry. He's fast, they're slow. Diamonds are hard. The sponge is soft. The mountain is high. This table is low. The dog on the left is big. The dog on the right is small. That is a beautiful sunset. That is an ugly dog. These kittens are young. This man is old. She's rich. He's poor. This flying car is new. These things are old. The man on the right is tall. The man on the left is short. The petrol tank is full. The petrol tank is empty. This book is thick. This book is thin. This cat is fat. This dog is thin. The pencil at the top is short. The pencil at the bottom is long. This skateboard is expensive. This car is cheap. He's strong. He's weak. Great! Fantastic, magic, wonderful. Lots and lots of new adjectives. Brilliant. So, let's have another look at some of those. Some of the adjectives have different opposites. Did you notice? That's right. Let's look at those again. Old and new, and old and young. We use new and old to talk about things, about objects. This is a new car. This is a new TV. This is an old phone. That's an old monitor. We use old and young to talk about people and animals. He's only 6. He's a young boy. A young cow is called a calf. A young dog is called a puppy. There's thick and thin, and also fat and thin. We use thick to talk about objects, a thick book, for example, or a thick wall. When we talk about the opposite of a fat person or animal, we say thin or slim. Thin is not very positive. Slim is very, very positive. If you want to be nice to someone, you should use the word slim, not thin. We saw the adjectives tall and short, and we saw the adjectives long and short. We mainly use tall and short with people, but we can also use tall to describe a building or a ladder. The Eiffel Tower is a tall building. To climb to the top of a tall tree, you need a tall ladder. Great, magnificent, fab, ice lolly, 99. Well, that's all we have time for today. That's the end of today's lesson. Today, we looked at the prepositions we learned in our last lesson and started learning adjectives. Next lesson, we'll look at some more adjectives. I had fun today. I hope you had fun too. You have been watching M5's new English language learning program, Let's Speak English. Thanks for watching. I'm Gav Duncan. I'm not Varga Choba, and I'm not Ken Hutchinson. I'll see you next time for some more fun with English on your TV. I'm Gav Duncan, and I'll see you next lesson. See you later.